That's it. Yeah, y'all see it. 2 times spicy.
Hey, hey, hey. Hey, yo. I probably ain't gonna say nothing else. Yo, so I'm in the house with my daughter, right? And I was like, me and her should do a video together and just talk, you know, mother-daughter relationships or whatever. Just trying to, you know, step outside the box a little bit more, get a little more comfortable. And she was like, yeah, we could do that. And then I looked and I realized she ain't do her hair yet. So she ain't gonna get on camera, because Stink don't get on camera if she ain't got herself together. I was like, I'm not gonna do it. She said, Ma, you get on camera, you do it. Now I'm nervous. I said my grace, my prayer off camera before Stink hit record. Stink made me lunch. She made 2 tacos and some taco dip.
You're welcome, Dad.
And she just put Frank in the camera for her father. I mean, I had Frank on the side. He was still here.
Dad said Frank has to be on.
Dad said.
Frank.
You gonna make him bow it and pray?
You already
Make Frank pray.
You sure you want me to pray?
Go ahead.
Amen.
Bruh.
She's a father scared, y'all. Alright, so my Stink made some dip. It's a taco dip. It is, what is this thing? It's taco meat with shrimp, onions, and cheese. It's so good. So as I said, I'm trying to step outside of, oh wait, hold on y'all. I don't gotta say the opening, right? Y'all know who I am. I am Shereese of CJ and Shereese. CJ is at work. Stink is in the kitchen. But y'all knew that, right? Today's fear. I've done solo videos before. But I've mainly done the solo videos because I was doing a challenge or something, right? Only my very first solo video was just because. So to try to get over my fear to, you know, as the channel continues to grow or do whatever, go in whatever direction God is going to take it, maybe I can help CJ a little bit more with getting content together. So this is my just because video. And something I seen earlier that I said I was going to try to talk about. So I've said before, I'm not really good with small talk. But I did see something that the Embry family had posted on their community tab. And it says, some of us has been through so much that even something good feels like a setup. I'm going to say that again. Some of us have been through so much that even something good feels like a setup. What do y'all think when you hear that? I think it's very true. I think that it's a very true statement. And I am someone who have been through that. I've been through so much at an early age that every time something good comes, I've always wondered when the bad was going to hit behind it. I never even realized that I was doing that to myself until a couple years ago. I'm going to say this because I think it's okay to say. I know it has been said on their channel as well. Janetta of the Embry family. We started connecting through the man cave. It was when we first started communicating with each other. I mean, the families known each other through YouTube. We met at the meet and greet, Trainees meet and greet back in March. But when we talk on the phone, she is one of the very few that I've met on YouTube, and we can get on the phone and we can talk and we can talk. And YouTube is not mentioned, but we talk about real life. And her and I was talking, and we was just saying how, you know, sometimes you have to take that time out to get to know yourself again. Excuse me. I lost myself at a point in time because once I had my daughter, my life became my baby. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But I forgot about Shereese. And I was worried about Stink and CJ. I was keeping up with the doctor's appointments and making sure everybody was okay, making sure dinner was ready and making sure that they were good and they were happy and stuff like that. And again, not complaining at all. But the one thing that I forgot to include was me. And then it got to a point where I was just always, felt like I always was mad about something and didn't even know what the heck I was mad about. And I realized, you know, I just needed to take time out for me. I'm nervous because I don't went somewhere else completely. I started off with the daggone quote. Talked about Janetta, and I just remembered the last conversation we had was with which is what I'm talking about now. But that was not about the quote. So I'm going to go back to that. Forgive me, y'all. Again, you may not see this video, but if you do happen to see it, if I allow CJ to post it, forgive me. It's my nerves, and I'm going all over the place because I'm nervous. But I did have to take time out for me. And I had a conversation with my husband and my daughter. Stink was 11, I think. Get ready to turn 12. But we have always been very open and honest with her. Of course, there's some things that you can't discuss with your children. But outside of that, we've always been open and honest with her. And I just told both of them, of course I'm not leaving home. Of course I'm always going to be mommy. I'm not leaving my marriage. But I got to take a little bit of time for me. I got to get to know me. So I still made sure they were good. But I had to focus on me a little bit more. I started shopping for me, buying myself some clothes, and I did a lot of writing to figure out my happiness, the things that I really wanted to do and wanted to work on and stuff like that. So that was just like a great weight lifted off my shoulders, because after I took that time for me, I started loving me again and remembering what it was Shereese wanted. And, you know, I spoke to a few females before, a few moms, who've gone through the same thing and realized that I wasn't the only one. Because sometimes when we're going through things, we feel like we're the only ones in the world dealing with what we're dealing with. And that's just not the case. There's so many people that go through the very same things that we are going through, but sometimes a little worse. And just like me, there's a lot of people out there who feel as though they have nobody to talk to. Which is why I think platforms like this is good. Because for somebody to be able to get up and put out content about real life issues, somebody's going to watch it and be able to say, wow, this hit home, I needed this. And that happens for me a lot. A lot of times when I'm watching certain things, a lot of times it used to be with TV shows, honestly, because I wasn't on YouTube, and I would see things or a situation on a show or a movie, and I'd be like, that is me. And before the pandemic, when I would go to church sometimes, I would feel like the pastor was talking to me. Sometimes he would be preaching, and it would feel like there's nobody else in the congregation. It's just me and the pastor, and he was talking directly to me. So I don't mind sharing certain things, and I love to have open conversations and get people's feedback and people's opinion. I'm just too shy to really, go out and do that. So I say all that to say, if there is anybody out there who, if you happen to see this, don't forget to take time out for yourself. Don't forget to love you. And if you find that you have given yourself to something else for so much time and you have forgotten about you, it's okay to take a step back. You can take us, it may be hard, it's going to be hard to take a step back without completely taking a step back, especially if it's from, being a mom or being a wife or whatever the case is. It's going to be hard to not really fully remove yourself. But take that time to find you. Everybody deserves to love you, because really, you can't give love if you don't love yourself. You can't make yourself happy. You can't make others happy if you're not happy. I hope I said that right, but I think that I did. You can't, you can't provide happiness if you just don't have it on your own, because it's not real. It's not. You're always gonna come back to a bad something in it. But yeah, I think I said all of that right. I don't know. So going back to what the quote was that I seen earlier. When you go through so much, when you've been through so much and then something good happens, you've been through so much negative, something good finally happens, you don't know how to accept it. You feel like it's a setup. It's so true. It's so true. But how do you deal with it? It's an answer that I still don't have. Outside of you pray. You continue to pray. And allow God to lead you through it. But one thing that I struggle with, honestly, they say, just leave it in God's hands. I struggle with that. I'm learning, because He's not through with me yet. But I struggle, because they say when you put it in His hands, you're supposed to leave it in His hands. Me, I'm still going to stress. I don't give it. I gave it to you, but I need to know what's going on. So I'm constantly stressing. So yeah, I'm not going to hold y'all. This is my little practice video. I hope that I made some type of sense. I was so nervous, I don't think I made any sense. But But these are the kind of conversations that I like to have. I like to have real life conversations. I think sharing experiences without giving too much detail, because it's none of nobody's business. I think when you can share experiences and you can really sit and have a good conversation about it, it's going to help somebody do something. Somebody's going to be able to gain something from your experience. And maybe not from every experience. And maybe not from, maybe the people you're having the conversation with may not be able to gain from it themselves. But maybe they know somebody they can take that information back to help through a situation. You never know. Remember to be kind and respect one another. You never know what anybody is going through. And that's what we always tell our daughter also. You know, you don't know what the next person is going through. So always show respect and always be kind. You don't have to like the person to respect the person. You have to give respect to get respect. Treat everybody with it. Now, that doesn't mean you allow people to walk all over you. It does not mean you allow people to disrespect you. If that happens, you deal with it and you handle it accordingly at that time. And you deal with those people who have done the disrespect. Don't go run your mouth to apple, bananas, and pears. You deal with orange. If orange brings the disrespect, you deal with orange. Don't nobody else need to know about that. And I don't care how orange decides to display the disrespect. As long as orange have not put their hands on you, orange, I need to talk to you for a second. You don't have to have an audience to do anything. You don't. You deal with orange one-on-one. Now, if orange put their hands on you, then that's differently. But again, just show respect. There's nothing wrong with that. What happened to that? That's how we were raised, to respect others. Respect thy neighbor. Remember that. You never know what anyone is going through. Show respect. Show love. It's free. There's nothing wrong with it. Remember to love yourself, because yourself is important. Self-care, self-love is very, very important. Always take the time out for yourself. It's always okay to step away from whatever to take care of you. Love you and love one another. And as always, as we say, make sure you tell somebody that you love them, because tomorrow is not promised. I love my husband, I love my daughter and my family, and we love y'all. And until next time, peace.